I go live.
All right. Okay, Shalom. This is the ISUPK and the Commanding General Yohana started out at 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Right. The ISUPK is not affiliated with any other Israelite group. All right. And we're here to teach that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the children of God according to the Bible. All right. And today, this is the Brotherhood Class. All right. I am Officer Tazapa one, and we got Officer Raal Banner. All right. Okay, so if you get me, this is part 2 of last week, innit? So if you get me Genesis 12, verse 1 to 7 again, Bob.
The book of Genesis chapter 12, verse 1. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show thee.
So the Lord the Lord's telling Abraham to leave that land, man. Leave the land of Ur, the Chaldees, right? Leave thy father's house. So here you find that there's many nations around Abraham, and there's many people about, all right, many of the other people, but the Lord is choosing Abraham, right? The Lord's not even choosing everyone in Abraham's house, but the Lord's about to make a covenant with Abraham. Of all the men in all the earth, the Lord is choosing Abraham right here. So this is how the Lord chooses the righteous men, or the righteous lineage. You understand? It's been here from Adam, and then from Adam to Seth, all right? We read about Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. Then they had another son called Seth, man. Cain was punished, right? Cain was a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, running for his life, fearing everyone around him. You understand? That was Cain's life, man. Cain was a murderer. He murdered his brother, and he was on the run. He was living like a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, man. And that's what we have today with the oppressors. All the crimes they've committed, they've not been brought to justice, man. They are indeed the spirit of Cain in the earth today. They are a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth today, man. You understand? So, and they've not been brought to justice, man. They've not answered for their crimes. And, you know, people think that they're just going to get away with it. You know, this is how it goes. You know, we do this to this people, and there's no judgment for that, man. You understand? No punishment for that, man. But there is a living God, man. You understand? And that's the God that we're reading about in this Bible, man. And he's going to bring judgment to them nations for what they've done. He's going to bring judgment to the Caucasian race for what they've done to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. As they ain't getting away, man. They cannot get away, and they will not get away. You understand? There is a God of justice, man. There is a God of judgment, man. For what they've done to Black people, Hispanics, and Native Indian people, which are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, God's chosen people, they ain't gonna get away, man. You understand? Where are we up to again? So, like, read on.
12 verse 2. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee.
So, like, you're right. So this, what we're reading right here, the Lord's gonna bless Abraham. He's telling Abraham to leave his country, leave his father's house, and follow me. And I will show you a land. You understand? Guess what, man? That's the promised land. That's the land of Canaan, Palestine today. That land belongs to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's the promised land, man, for the children of Israel. That's that is our homeland. Our home. We're not from Africa, man. We're not Africans, man. We're not the children of Ham. We're not Africans. We are indeed from the land of Israel, man. That's our ancestral lineage, man. You understand? That's where we go back to. That's why we're in captivity today with no homeland to show for it, man. No homeland, man. Understand that. You understand? Every nation has a homeland by their name. You got the Chinese from China. You understand? You got Africans from Africa. Right? You got was it English from England and so on and so forth. Right? Where are we from? Where's the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians from, man? We are the Israelites from Israel, man. That's who we are. But we've been lost we've been in a lost and found, man. You understand? From slavery days all the way up till now, man. All right? But we're bringing this truth out to our people. We are the people of the promise, man. We are the children of God. That's who we are. We are God's chosen people, man. You understand? Reader.
Verse 2, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing.
And the Lord's going to bless Abraham and make his name great. And Abraham's going to be a blessing, man. And Abraham's name is great. Every nation knows about Abraham. Every single nation on the planet, you understand, know about Abraham. Man. Why? Because his name is great. The Most High said it. The Most High made Abraham famous. You understand? His name is great. Reader.
And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curseth thee.
And those that bless Abraham and the chosen lineage from Abraham, the Lord's going to bless them. That bless Abraham's seed, or Abraham, or his seed through Abraham, and curse them that curse Abraham or Abraham's seed. Understand that, man? Curse, the Lord's going to bless who bless Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and he's going to curse who curses Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. And last time I checked, the Caucasian race has been cursing us ever since we stepped foot on the boats. You understand? Ever since we stepped foot on the plantation, man. You understand? In the cotton fields and the cane fields. You understand? In the tobacco fields. Ever since we've stepped foot in the Western Hemisphere under their regime, you understand? We've been suffering ever since, man. Right. We've been cursed by these nations, man. And what does the Lord have in store for them for what they've done to us? Curse, man. The Lord's going to curse them that curse thee. He'll bless them that bless thee, and he's going to curse them that curse thee. They continue to have their foot on our necks, the Lord's going to curse them, man. That's what's going to happen to these nations, man. All right? Caucasian nation being the top one that the Lord hates, man. According to the Bible, the children of Esau. Read on.
And in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed.
And so it says, in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Now the Christians will have you think that, you know, as long as you believe in God and blah, 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 then now you're going to be blessed. Because this, God says now all the families of the earth be blessed, man. The families of the earth is going to bow down to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Just like how that woman bowed down to Christ in Matthew 15 and 24, man. When that woman came to Christ and begging Christ to bless her, to heal her daughter, and Christ didn't answer her a word, man, said, and the disciples even came and said, send her away, man. She's crying after us, man. Asking us for a blessing. We ain't blessing no heathens. Go away. And she did what? She came and worshiped him, man. And then Christ himself out of his own mouth said to this woman, you understand, the children must first be fed, man. And she begged for a crumb. You understand? She Christ said what? She said, even the dogs eat of the crumbs that fall from the master's table, man. And Christ said, well said, man. Why? Because she humbled herself. That's how these nations are going to be blessed under us. These nations are going to be blessed under Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, not over and not equal to, but these nations, they will be blessed only if they're going to be blessed under us, man. You see how we in the Western Hemisphere, we're begging for the crumbs right now that fall from the oppressor's table. They're blessed, and we blessed how? From getting their crumbs, man. We're still alive. We're blessed to be still alive, right? Why? Because we're feeding from their crumbs right now. and the table is going to turn, man. That's what the Lord is blessing Abraham with right here. Bless them that bless thee, man. Curse them that curse thee, man. So when we get the kingdom back, when we get power and rulership on this planet Earth back again, these heathens are going to bow down to us. They're going to serve us, man. You understand? They're going to look up to us. They're going to reverence us. And that's the only way they're going to be blessed, man. That's how all the families of the earth should be blessed. They got to humble down and know that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are God's chosen people, man. Are the real Jews that the Bible speaks of. Are the real Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. That's the only way, man. They can't come and try and, be as if they're over us in any way. You understand? Money's power, so it looks like they look great now, right? But the Lord's going to, all that money's going to go, man. That's why we don't serve money. We serve the Most High, man, because the Lord is going to do it. The Lord is going to overthrow the wicked and put the power back in the hands of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians under himself. We're going to be under the Most High, man. And that's what we're doing in the ISUPK. We're waking up blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, which are the children of God, man. The Israelites. Read on.
So Abram departed, and the Lord had spoken unto him, as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran.
So Abraham left Haran, left Ur of the Chaldees, you understand, ventured through Haran, passed through Haran, and is going into the land of Canaan at this point, where the Lord is leading Abraham to show Abraham this land that he's going to inherit, man. That's what's happening right here, man. This is spiritual, man. You understand? And speaking of spiritual, guess what, man? We're in a spiritual war. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are in a spiritual battle right now, man. We are warring for our minds. You understand? We are warring for the minds of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. That's what we're doing right now. You understand? We're trying to deliver our people out of the darkness that they're in and show them this truth, man. All right? God don't love everybody, man. That is not found in the Bible. But he does love blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And he will curse them that curse us, man. And over 400 years, these heathens have been cursing us, man. Caucasians have been cursing us in slavery, man. So what do you think is going to happen to them? We have to die and float off in the sky before we can get heaven. When heaven is right here on earth. They got all the riches, all the gold, all the diamonds, everything, man. Everything. They create and make everything now. Make everything, man. Meanwhile, where we at? We're at the bottom, man. Like we don't exist. You understand? That's where we are now, but it's all going to turn around, man. Why? Because there is a God of justice. You understand? They've got their rewards swinging over their heads, man. You understand? Judgment is hanging over their heads for what they've done to our people. Judgment is hanging over their heads for what they've done to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. There is a God, the same God that sees all, man. The same God that knows everything, man. The same God that, you understand, punishes the wicked. You understand? That God right there, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. That God right there, you understand? He's going to bring justice. He sees what they're doing to us. Even when we don't see it. Some of our people are so blind that they can't see what's going on, man. That's why the Lord has set up the ISUPK. Why? Because we're the eyes to the people, man. We're the eyes for our people. You understand? We see what they don't see. And we reveal it to our people. Hence this truth, man. That's why you see us here today, man. The priest and prophet of the Most High, teaching our people, you understand? And showing them the true light. This is it, man. Read on.
And Abram took Sarai, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten to Haran. And the souls that they had gotten in Haran, and they went forth to the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came.
So they went into the land of Canaan, man. And Abraham had servants. You understand, all the souls that they've gotten in Haran. You understand, those that followed Abraham, man. Knowing that Abraham is a righteous man, is a man of the Lord. The spirit of the Lord is with Abraham. That's why all these men are following Abraham. You understand? Abraham's got wisdom, man. And the Lord is with Abraham, you understand? You understand? This truth gives you wisdom. Most High gives us our wisdom. You understand? So now, is that it on 7? We've got more.
No, we've got more.
Can read on.
Verse 6. And Abraham passed through the land unto the place of Shechem, into the plain of Moreh, and the Canaanite was then in the land.
And the Canaanites, these are Africans, right? These are the children of Ham, and they've spread abroad in the earth today, right? All over Africa, right? These was in the land also of Canaan, man, what they call the Middle East today, right? These was also in the land, the Hamites, but we're not Hamites. We're not the same people, man. Understand that, all right? But these was in the land. Read on.
Verse 7. And the Lord appeared unto Abram and said, unto thy seed will I give this land.
And said what?
Unto thy seed will I give this land.
Right, unto thy offspring, man, or unto thy seed. Right? Now, what you're going to find out is every single seed that came out of Abraham, right, cannot fit in this land, man. So which seed is specific? Which seed is it specifically talking about, man? We're going to find out the seed that is specifically talking about, man. Because then it says what did it say before? In your seed will all the families of the earth be blessed. You understand? You got to get the understanding of that, man. It's not talking about every single nation gonna be in the land, that one land. That's not what it's talking about, man. Every single nation is gonna respect the chosen nation, the chosen seed, man, and honor the chosen seed, and listen and follow the chosen seed, and take order from the chosen seed, man. And that chosen seed is at the bottom of society right now. You know, trying to get the crumbs which falls from the master's table, man. So until the Lord puts that power back into the hand of the chosen seed, when the chosen seed, you know, wake up, man. That's what we're teaching our people who they are. Yeah, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian are the chosen seed, man. And when you realize this and wake up and come back to your true nationality, which is found in this Bible, man, King James 16:11, you understand? Then all the families of the earth, the other nations are gonna reverence us, man. And if they bless us, then they will get a blessing, man. The blessing will trickle down to them. You understand? Our riches and our wealth, what the Lord, what we're gonna get in the earth, because we're gonna be back on top. That will trickle down to them, and they'll be happy just to be alive. You understand? Just like we are today now in their society, man. We're in their society and we're happy just to, you know, just to get some food on the table, right? We've got to work 3 jobs just for 2 ends to meet, man. Can't afford nothing in this place. We ain't got no skyscrapers. We don't own no buildings. We don't own nothing, man. But one day we're gonna own everything, and that they're gonna have to beg for the scraps, man. That's what's gonna happen, man. All right, read on.
And there builded he an altar unto the Lord who appeared unto him. That is verse 7.
That's 7, yeah? Yeah, man. So Abraham built an altar unto the Most High. Get Genesis 29:1. Abraham built an altar to the Most High, man. Right? That's the covenant between Abraham and the Most High. Right? That altar, man. And Abraham is obedient to the Most High, man. He's doing what the Lord says. So we can get this. So his seed from after him, generation down, can get this this request right here, man. Right? And guess who that is? That's you, black man, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. This is what we're gonna get. We're gonna get the kingdom of heaven on this earth. We're gonna rule this earth. That's what the kingdom of heaven. kingdom of heaven is, man. Black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians, which are the children of Israel, having power on the earth and ruling over our enemies. And those that will obey, they will be blessed, man. And those that rebel, they will be cursed. You understand? That's simple, man. That's what this Bible is all about, man. And this Bible ain't about every nation holding hands and being together, man. This Bible is about separation of nations. The Lord wants every nation to be amongst their own people. You understand? Amongst their own nation, man. Now you can live in one place, right? But you still have, you know, the Chinese community and the Caucasian community and, you know what I'm saying, the African community. And then you got the Israelite community, man, which are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's how it's supposed to be. If we live amongst each other, man. If. All right. What it's really supposed to be is us in our own land. That's what it's really supposed to be. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in their own land, which is Jerusalem. All right. And we're going to rule from there. But what I'm saying for how it is now, we're supposed to be separate still, man. We can be amongst the heathen. We can be in the land of the heathens, but not be of the heathens, man. Not join with them, not married with them. We can be like that, man. We can still be here and be separate. We don't have to follow their culture. We got our own culture, which is found in this Bible, man. We got our own high holy days coming up. We got the Passover. You understand? The 1st of April. You understand? In Raleigh, North Carolina. All right? That's where it's held this year, man. 1st of April, man. And we got what? We got the Feast of Purim coming up in, was it the 5th of March, right?
1st of April. Looks like it.
No, Purim. God. I think it's the 5th and 6th.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I believe it's the 5th of March. Purim. March or it's March. Yeah, 5th of March, Purim, I believe. Right. Anyway, that's what we got going on. We got our own high holidays. That's the point of it, right? So we can check the dates later and get them correct if I made a mistake on the dates. But what did I say to get Genesis 29:1? Yeah.
Come
So read that.
Yeah, you were correct. So it's the 5th and the 6th of March.
5th and the 6th. I'm correct.
Book of Genesis, chapter 29 and verse 1. Then Jacob went on his journey and came into the land of the people of the east. And
this is Jacob. This is Jacob journeying now from Esau, man. From Esau, his brother. What wanted to kill him, man. All right, just like how Cain rose up against Abel and killed him. Esau wanted to kill Jacob. So Jacob is fleeing from Esau, fleeing from the face of his brother Esau at this point here. You understand? He's going. His mom's sending him somewhere. His mom's sending him to her brother, man. Read on.
And he looked, and behold, a well in the field, and lo, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying by it.
Read on.
For out of that well they watered the flocks, and a great stone was upon the well's mouth.
So Jacob came into a land, man, right? Came into a land where his uncle dwells, man. All right, read on. And it's like he's come to a well, right? There was a great stone upon the well, a heavy stone to cover the well, man. So you know, dust and rubbish don't get thrown into it. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Read on.
And thither were all the flocks gathered, and they rolled the stone from the well's mouth.
And this is where all the flocks can. This is where people go for water and to water the flocks as well, man. All right, at the well, you dip your bucket in, lay it down by the rope, get the water up, right? Feed the flocks, bring water home, etc. Right? This is where the water the flocks, man. Read on.
And put the stone again upon the well's mouth in his place. And Jacob said unto them,
go on, Salak, read on here.
And Jacob said unto them, my brethren, whence be ye? And they said, of Haran we are. It's like of Haran are we.
You can. And they Jacob said, my brethren, where you from, man? Where you from? Where you come from? Right? Whence be ye? Where you from? And they said, of Haran are we. We're from Haran, man. Right? This place called Haran at that time. Read on.
And he said unto them, Know ye Laban, the son of Nahor? And they
Right.
said,
And they said, do you know Laban, the son of Nahor? Right? Do you know who Laban is, man? Read on.
And they said, We know him.
And they said, we know him, man.
And he said unto them, Is he well? And they said, He is well. And behold, Rachel his daughter cometh with the sheep.
So they said, yeah, he's good, he's well, man. He's alive and he's well. And they said, look, there's Rachel right now. His daughter is coming with the sheeps, right? Read on.
And he said, Lo, it is yet high day, neither is it time that the cattle should be gathered together. Water ye the sheep and go feed them. And they said, We cannot until all the flocks be gathered together, until they roll the stone from the well's mouth. Then we water the sheep.
Right, so they do all that in one go. Roll all the sheep are gathered, everything's there. They water them all at the same time. You know what I mean? You don't want to be rolling that big heavy stone. You get me? Watering one or two sheep, then having to roll it back. Right? It's a heavy stone, man. They just do it all in one go. Go on, read on.
And while he yet spake with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she kept them.
So Rachel was looking after the sheep, man. Get me? Read on.
And it came to pass when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother.
So when he realized that was his uncle, you understand, he rolled the stone away, man, and made these cattle get water to drink. All right, read on. I'm gonna hear some more.
And Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept.
So Jacob saluted Rachel, man, and he was happy to know that, you get me, that's his mother's brother's daughter. You understand? That means he's found where he's going now. He's happy. He's in a strange land. Now he's just seen someone that's directly linked, which is his cousin, basically, directly linked to his mother's brother, man. So he's happy. So he rose up, saluted her, right? Read on.
And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father.
Right. And she ran, and she was happy too, man. She's happy to see a family member also, right? And she ran and told her dad. Ran and told her father, man. You understand? Read on.
And it came to pass when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him.
Right. See, and kissed him again, right? Now, that's not the type of kiss. That's called a salute, man. And saluted him. So now, when it came to pass that when Laban had heard the tidings of Jacob, when he heard that Jacob moved the mouth of the well, the stone of the mouth of the well, fed the flock, etc. Now he's happy. Laban's heard this, and Laban's ran to meet Jacob too, man. Laban's also happy. Like, yo, that's my nephew, man. That's my family. You understand? That's my flesh. We're gonna read on. Read on.
And brought him to his house, and he told Laban all these things. And Laban said unto him, Surely thou art my bone and my flesh.
And so he told Laban, they converse now. They talked, yeah, Rebecca, my mom's fine, this and that. I had to run from Esau. You understand? He's being a devil. You get me? I had to run from Esau right now, seeking refuge. You understand? And it told him all what's going on back home, what's going on back in Jerusalem, man. You understand? That's what Jacob is telling Laban. All right. So on and so forth. So he's communing with him and he's done all that. And what did Laban say?
And Laban said to him, surely thou art my bone and my flesh.
Listen, man, I'm Rebekah's son, man. I'm Isaac's son, man. And Laban said, surely thou art my bone and my flesh, man. Now, did they take a rib? Did they lie down and take a rib out for him to be the bone and the flesh? All right? Or is it talking about that's my family member? That's my sister's son, man. Just like Adam and Eve, you understand? Adam got a rib from amongst his people, from amongst his lineage. You understand? Abraham's got a rib from amongst his lineage, man, lineage, right? Abraham's line is what? Lot is his nephew. Sarah, man. You understand? Sarah is his family member also. Just like how Rachel is Jacob's family member, man. Cousins, man. All right? That's how the Lord had it at the beginning. You understand? And today, guess what, man? All it is now, we've got more people amongst us. We've expanded our nation now. So just like another Black Hispanics and Native Indians, guess what, man? They are our bone and our flesh. Another nation ain't our bone and flesh, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we're the same bone and flesh, according to the scriptures, man. You understand? We are the children of Jacob. Here's Jacob right here. Laban is saying, thou art my bone and flesh, man. And we're the children of Jacob. Guess what? We're the same bone and flesh, man. Thou art my bone. These 12 tribes of the children of Israel are thy bone and thy flesh, not another nation. The children of Ham ain't our bone and flesh. Africans are not our bone and flesh. Understand that, man? Read on.
And he abode with him the space of a month.
And they stayed with him for a month. Read on.
And Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me what thy wages be.
Right. So just because you're my brother, see, Laban knows, man, what brother is or brotherhood is. And this is a brotherhood class right here, man. Just because thou art my brother, just because thou art my mother's son, we're the same nation, we're the same people, man. We're the same people. So just because thou art my brother, shalt thou serve me for nothing? Shall you stay with me, look after my sheep and goats for nothing at all? Tell me what your wages is going to be, man. Tell me what you want. You understand? Read on.
And Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel.
So we're going to 20, yeah? Let's go into 20.
Cool.
So Laban had 2 daughters now. You understand? So that's what we're going into. Read on.
Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter.
So that's that was Jacob's wages. That's what Jacob wanted. You understand? His wages to be. All right. So Laban had 2 daughters, and Jacob wanted his wages, man, which was one of his daughters. I want one of your daughters for my wages. That's what I want. All right. That's what Jacob said. So up to 20. Read on. Read on.
And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee, Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me.
Right. So Laban said, listen, man, it's better that I give her to thee. You understand? Better that I give her to you than to give her to another man, man. Stay with me. Abide means to stay, man. All right. You dwell with me and you look after my flocks of sheep and so on and so forth. So he's going to take over from Rachel, man. And he's going to be the one to look after the flocks and the sheep and the goats, etc. Abide with me, man. It's better I give her to you than someone else. You understand? Than to give her to some other man. Man. Abide with me. Read it. Is that 20?
This is 20 now.
Come.
And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days, for the love he had to her.
Right. So that was his wage. Come. That was his wages, man. And he served 7 years for Rachel, and it seemed but a few days to him. You understand? Because of his love, because he loved the man. So it seemed just a few days. You understand? The time went fast, man. Genesis 37, Baba Kisham 1.
Okay, Genesis chapter 37, verse 1. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren, and the lad was with the sons of Bilhah, and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought his father their evil report.
So Joseph was always, going back to his dad and letting him know what the other brothers are up to, man. All right, this is the beginning of our nation. You understand? It's the beginning of our nation. Read on.
Card. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age. And he made him a coat of many colors.
That's where you get the Technicolor dream coat from, man. Joseph had a coat of many colors, different colors. You understand? With all the decorative, well decorated, man. All right, embroidered, etc., looking really nice, man. Looking like a prince. You understand? Decked out, man. All right. Read on.
And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him.
Right, and they when they saw that the dad favored Joseph more, they hated him, man. Because just like you got loads of children, but then the younger ones, you know what I mean, in your old age, right? Because you get more mature, etc., right? As time goes by or time goes on, and you end up becoming more of a fatherly figure, or more of a, how can I put it? More of a fatherly type of man, right? Like, your first one is struggling and getting to adapt to fatherhood, right? So on and so forth. And then the last children, what they always say about the last child, spoiled, gets away with everything, right? You know what I'm saying? So Joseph was like that of his father's old age, so he liked him, more, so to speak, right? Yeah. Read on.
Another one. Verse 5. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more.
Right, and Joseph he's dreaming, he's getting visions from the Most High, man. You understand? And they're hating him more, man. Because obviously he's the younger one. Like, who wants the younger one? You know what I'm saying? This guy's in nappies. It's like, you being an older guy or whatsoever, and then you got these little, these little guys running around acting like the bad and going, acting all, like the gangsters, this and that, when they was just in nappies not too long ago, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that. You're saying like, look at you, you're the youngest one of us, or not the second to youngest one of us. Who's this little guy here think he is? We're older than him, right? And Reuben's gonna be the right to the firstborn and all those things, right? But then Joseph's getting favored. So yeah, they're not liking it. So he dreamt the dream and they hated him even more, man. Read on.
Another one. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, the dream which I have dreamed. For behold,
Mhm.
there were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose and also stood upright. And behold, your sheaves stood round about and made obeisance unto my sheaf.
So he's telling them the vision, man. He's telling them the vision is a real binding sheaves in the field like the straw, right? When you chop the grass and you binding the, I think that's it, the sheaves, right? And you tie them up, tie them up. There's one there, and you bind them up, right? Put them in a bundle, right? Bundle them up. And he's saying, listen, man, we were binding sheaves in the field, and my sheaf, what was my sheaf? What?
And my sheaf arose and also stood upright.
Okay, right. And my sheaf arose and stood upright, man. It got bigger than yours, everybody else's sheaf. Read on.
And verse. And behold, your sheaf stood round about and made obeisance to my sheaf.
Your sheaves made obeisance to mine, man. Your sheaves bowed to my sheaves. You understand? Read on.
Another one, Khan. And his brethren said to him, shall thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt
So
thou
they,
indeed?
Mhm. So they understood the vision straight away. You understand? They said, "Shall thou indeed reign over us?" You understand me? The father already, showing his love for him, etc. At the beginning there, they jealous of him already, man. The Lord is, and this is how sometimes you can have sons and you can tell which ones there's something about that one, and so on and so forth in life, right? That's what Jacob saw, man, and they seen it too, but they don't like it because they're the oldest, man. No one's gonna like that if you're younger, right? Like I said before, man. But so yeah, they said, "Shall you indeed reign over us?" So they knew what the vision meant, man. Read on.
Another one, Khan. Shalt thou indeed reign over us, or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they
Right,
hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words.
hated him even more, man, for his dreams and for his words. You get me? They can't stand him. Hate him now. Read on.
And he dreamed yet another dream and told it his brethren and said, behold, I have dreamed a dream more. And behold, the sun,
Yeah.
sorry,
Read on. Read on.
and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me.
Now he had another vision, man. And he said, "Behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me, man." So now that's another second vision he had. And he says, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars, man. The sun and the moon, the sun is his father, man, his dad, Jacob himself, man. And the moon is his mother. You understand who's his mom? Rachel, Rakar. That's his mom. You get me? And who else? And the 11 is 11 brethren, man. Is 11 brothers. All of them, he just dreaming this vision, the second vision, that they all made obeisance to him. They all bowed down to him. Read on.
God another one come. And he told it to his father and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him and said unto him, what is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down?
Show what? Show what?
Shall I and thy mother and thy
The
brethren?
sun, the sun and the moon. The sun is the father, the moon is the mother. Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren, read on,
Indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee, to the earth.
to the earth, indeed prostrate thyself to thee, to the earth, right? Or humble thyself down to thee, to the earth, right? That's what, so Jacob knows what the dream meant also, man. All right, what the vision is. So he rebuked him, not like a sharp rebuke of hate, but a rebuke. But he's gonna tell us what Jacob thought of it. Read on.
Verse 11. And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the saying.
There you go, man. So his brothers hated him even more. You get me? But his father observed it. You get me? Jacob, see, Jacob, remember, Jacob was running from Esau. Jacob had encounters with the angel of the Lord various times, man. So Jacob knows what the deal is. His brothers know what the deal is also, because they're the children of the Most High God, right? So they also know, but they don't want to receive that, man. All right, but his father pondered on it. His father, his father did what?
His father observed the saying.
Observed the saying, man. Kept it in mind. What does this mean? All right, let me keep a, let me see where I'll go on with this, right? Read on.
Verse 12. And his brethren went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. And Israel said,
read on, Salakia, my bad.
And Israel said unto Joseph, Do not thy brethren feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said to him, Here am I.
Right. So Jacob is seeing Joseph as a wise son. So he's sending Joseph, and he can rely on Joseph to bring back, what they're up to, right? To get feedback on what they're up to and so on and so forth. So he's sending Joseph to these brothers that feed in the flock in Shechem, right? So read on.
Another one, Khan. And Israel, and he's, it's like in verse 14, and he said to him, Go, I pray thee, see whether it be well with thy brethren and well with the flocks, and bring me word again.
Mm-hmm.
So he
Right,
said,
and bring me word again, right? See if they're fine, see if they're well, and come back to me, man. Report back to me, right? See what they're up to. Read on.
So he sent him out of the vale of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. And a certain man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field. And the man asked him, saying, What seekest thou? And he
Yeah, so
said,
the man saw him and said, What you looking for, man? Wandering around looking for his brothers, right? And the man saw him and says, What you seeking? What you looking for? Who you looking for? Read on.
And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where they feed their flocks.
Right. So this man is coming from that same direction. He's saying, Listen, man, I'm looking for my brothers. Tell me where they keeping the sheep and the goats at. Tell me where to feed the flocks. Read on.
And the man said, They are departed hence, for I heard them say, Let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brethren and found them in Dothan.
And he went and found them. Read.
And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him.
And even they saw him afar off in the distance, man. And even before he got to them, they thinking, what should we do to this guy? Should we sell him? Should we kill him? Yeah, let's kill him, man. Let's throw him down this well. Right? Let's bury him alive, man. Read on.
And they said one to another, Behold, this dreamer cometh.
Mm-hmm.
Come now, therefore, and let us slay him and cast him into some pit, and we will say some evil beast hath devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams.
Right. So right here, they want to kill their bone and their flesh, man. You understand? We see this in today's time in 2023, man. Running rampant in the ends, man, and the ghettos, man. You understand? Brothers are killing their own brothers, man. This is what we see here, and this is what they're trying to do to Joseph, man. You understand? Jump from there. So we're gonna go to 22.
Verse 22. And Reuben said unto them, Shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver them to his father again.
Right. So Reuben didn't want it. Yeah, Reuben didn't want him dead, man. Reuben was trying to come up with something. To also not, Reuben had to come up with something smart for also him, for them not to turn on him too, because they probably would have turned on him if they knew he was trying to save him. You understand? So he said, let's not kill him, but let's let's cast him in this pit, right?
God.
Yeah. For read that again, cast him in this pit.
And lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him again to his father.
And that was the purpose of Reuben, man. That he may rid Joseph out of their hands to deliver him back to his dad, man. Reuben wanted to see Joseph safe. So Reuben wasn't like them. You understand? They didn't have the same mindset, man. Read on.
And it came to pass, when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him, and they took him and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty, there was no water in it.
So luckily at this point there's no water in the pit, man. But they took him out of his clothes, made him into like a fugitive now, right? This is just like when the oppressors took us, you understand, in slavery, man. And they made us look like what? We had loin cloths on. They made us look like we didn't have no clothes and we were swinging from trees and all that. Understand this, man. Black man, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they took us out of our clothes. Just like when they, same again with the North, Columbus, man. And they conquered the northern tribe of Israel, man. And in the Americas, what they call the Americas today. You understand? Under the conquistadors. Those people was wearing clothes, man. But then what? They took the clothes off them, man. They took their royal apparels off them, man. And made it look like they weren't wearing clothes, man. That's how these heathens are. They like to strip us of everything just to mock us and make mockery of us, man. That's why even to this very day, they don't like when a black man's got a nice chain on, nice car, nice rims, looking nice suit, you name it, man. They don't like us having anything. That's the spirit of the heathens. They like us to be in sackcloth, man. They like us to be in rags, man. They like us when our pants is halfway down our backside, man. They call it busting sags, man. That's how they like us. They like us looking like hoodlums, right? Like, what's the term? East Indian term. What is it? The East Indian term.
Not sure.
Shit, what is it? They call us, man, thugs, man. Thugs. Like us looking like thuggies, man. That's an East Indian term, man. That term wasn't from us. They put that title upon us, you understand? They always put heathenistic titles on us, man. Thugs and gangbangers and all that. That's what they call us, right? They like us to look like that. They like to see us like that, man. They don't want to see us having anything good. You understand? They don't want to see us in anything good. All right? So that's what they will do. They'll take our clothes off us, our royal apparel off us, man. But this is Joseph's brothers being wicked. Joseph's brothers right here is having a mindset of a heathen, man. They ain't got the mindset of having brotherhood. You understand? And loving thy neighbor as thyself. They're having the mindset of a heathen right here, man. Because they envy in their brother. It's like how the Ishmaelites, the Arabs today, they envy the children of Jacob. They envy blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Esau, Edom, envies Jacob, man. You understand? You can imagine Esau's face when Jacob came back with his 4 wives and all his cattle and everything that he had, all his riches, man. Because remember, he ran from Esau, fleeing Esau with nothing, man. And now he's rolling back with 4 wives and cattle galore, man. And riches. right? He even give Esau some of his cattle, man. But Esau was rich as well, to be honest. He didn't need it. He didn't want it, man. And really, not that he didn't want it. He didn't want to make peace with him anyway. That was the bottom line of that. Because to this very day, you understand, the so-called black man and the so-called white man's been at war, man. To this very day. And that's what this class is all about too, man, because we got to reach out to our people and show them that we are at war, man. This is a spiritual warfare right now, is where we're at. They've conquered us and kept our minds beneath, man. They're ruling over us and keeping us low, a lower state. They give us Christianity to dumb us down and pacify us, man. You understand? When you're a Christian, you don't desire anything nice, man. You don't wear chains and jewelry and all that. Why? Because that's the spirit of Esau. They don't want us to have nothing, man. The spirit of the wicked. They don't want us to have nothing. They want us to be stripped. Like how Joseph's brother's about to strip him out of his nice coat right here, man. Embroidered coat. Just, you know. All right, we'll read on.
And it came to pass, it's like verse 24, and they took him, they cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty, there was no water in it, and they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels, bearing spicery and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt.
And some Ishmaelites, you understand, the children of Ishmael are Abraham's first son, Ishmael, man. The Arabs today, that's the children of Ishmael. Again, we're not the same people, but they're going to sell Joseph to Ishmael, man. All right, this shows you Ishmael is not bone of our bone and flesh of our flesh. You understand? He's a separate nation. And then his brothers, which are his bone and his flesh, is about to sell him to a company of Ishmaelites, another nation. All right. Excuse me. And Ishmael is what? Ishmael is Abraham's brother, man. No, Salakia, not Abraham's brother, Isaac's brother, man. But guess what? The Lord did not choose Ishmael. All right, that's where the separation was with who was it? The separation with Abraham had Ishmael was the firstborn, but the Lord did not choose Ishmael, man. The Lord chose Isaac. So when the Lord blessed Abraham and says, in your a nation shall come of you, you get me, you shall have a great nation. Abraham had Ishmael, then Abraham had Isaac, and Abraham also had 7 more sons after that, man. But guess what? The other 7 sons wasn't chosen, and Ishmael was kicked out. He wasn't chosen, man. So what nation's going to be blessed? It's going to be blessed through Isaac. That's why in Genesis 22, you understand, and 1, the Lord is, that's where the Lord tempted Abraham and said, take thy son, thine only son, right? And offer him up to me, man. That's where Isaac now becomes the only son. The chosen son is the point. You understand? All right, read on. What you got? Yeah, read.
Verse 26. And Judah said unto his brethren, what profit is it if we slay our brother and conceal his blood?
Right, and cover up his blood, right? Cover it up, cover up his death. What profit is up? What profit is it to us, man? Read on.
Come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him. For he
so that who said that? That's Judah, right? Judah said that now. So remember, he's in the pit now, right? Joseph's in the pit at this point because Reuben said, put him in the pit, don't kill him, but let's just cast him in the pit, man. Because his thought was, I'm gonna double back and after they're gone and take him out of the pit so he can go home to his dad. That's what that's what Reuben was planning. But Judah now saw a company of Ishmaelites, company of Arabs, which are not our people, and he's saying, look, man, let's sell Joseph to these guys. Understand? Read on.
And And let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh.
He's our
And his
what?
brother, for he is our brother and our flesh.
For he's our brother and our flesh, man. We are the same flesh. Let's sell him to some other people that's not our flesh, man. Let's sell him to some Arabs. That's not our flesh, man. Let's not kill him. We don't want his blood to be upon our hands. But let's sell him to some Arabs. Let's not kill him because he's our brother and he's our flesh. They shouldn't have sold him anyway, man. You understand? But these guys are hate because they hate him for his visions that he had, and you know the fact that his father loved him, man. So they got envious, right? Jealous. Jealousy is the rage of man. You understand? Jealousy will make you do all kinds of, you know, some stupid stuff, man. And that's the same thing with Esau, right? You understand? And Ishmael, the Arabs, they're jealous that the Lord has chosen us, man. That's why the heathens, the Bible say, paraphrasing again, why do the heathens rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Why? Because they are jealous, man. Simple as that, man. They ain't got the salt like black people have got, Hispanics and Native Indians have got, man. They've not got the flavor. You understand? They don't create nothing, man. They steal stuff. They steal culture. Culture vultures. That's who they are, man. They steal everything, man. All right? Especially Esau. But all the other nations do it. You understand? They all come around us and don't they steal us and sell us as slaves? That's what they did to the children of Israel, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is what they did to us, man. You got the sub-Saharan slave trade. Who was they trading, man? Black people, man. They were trading the Israelites. They were trading the Israelites before Esau, man. That's what they did. And a company of Ishmaelites, we're reading about them right here, man. Just come to my mind too, man. Company of Ishmaelites. These Arabs have always been trading us. And guess what, though? These brothers are just selling Joseph out to these Arabs, man. You understand? These brothers right here is putting a platform for the Arabs, giving the Arabs a platform to sell us right here, to be honest, as well, man. You look into it. All right? We're going to read on.
And his brethren were content. Then there passed by Then there passed by Midianites, merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit, and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver, and they brought Joseph unto Egypt.
And there's for 20 pieces of silver, man. See that just like how they sold Christ out too, man. They sold Christ for 30 pieces of silver to Judas Iscariot, man. And then these brothers are selling Joseph out for 20 pieces of silver to some Arabs, man. You understand? So we can't. This is what happens when you join the Muslim mosque too, man. You sell your brothers out. You look down at your people. You understand? You know, you skip over your people and go, you know, bow down to some rock, man. Skip over your God and give all homage and power to heathens, man, and some rock, man. You're not supposed to do that, man. That's forbidden according to the Most High, man. That is not brotherhood, man. That is not brotherhood, man. Right? It's time for our people to return to our people, man. Return to our God and love ourselves, man. And stop selling each other out. You understand? That's what it's time for, man. Read on.
Verse 29, and Reuben returned unto the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit, and he rent his clothes.
And they ripped Joseph. You just come back now. So like, just come back now, man, and Joseph gone. And he's thinking, damn, Joseph's dead now. So he ripped his clothes. That was a sign of our people mourning, man. Rent our clothes and pour ashes upon our heads. You understand? Our dirt on our, you know, like on our heads, not, you know, as to say someone's died. Read on.
And he returned unto his brethren and said, the child is not, and I, whither shall I go?
Right. And so he said, look, man, Joseph ain't in the child is not. See, he's a young lad. He's not old. He's not old. You get me? He's a young chap, man. The child is not. Where shall I go? Right, what's gonna happen to me is what he's saying. Right, read.
Another one, Khan. And they took Joseph's coat and killed a kid of the goats and dipped the coat in the blood. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father and said, This have we found. Know now whether it be thy son's coat or no.
Mm-hmm. And they obviously know because it's a special coat that he made. So it took the coat, dipped it in the blood of the goat, and said, "We found this coat, man. I know if it, know if it's his son's coat or not. All right, is it his son's coat or not? Basically, yeah. So that's what they're doing to their brother, man. And these are the things that we ain't supposed to do to our brothers, man. We ain't supposed to be killing our brothers in cold blood, man. You understand? These things we ain't supposed to do, man. Go from there. In fact, just finished off. Read on.
Khan. And he knew it and said, It is my son's coat. An evil beast had devoured him. Joseph is without doubt rent in pieces.
Mm. So that's what they put. Where are you up to now? So that's where they put in their father.
34.
34. So that's what they put in their father's mind, and that Joseph is dead, got ripped up by a a wild beast, a lion, or something like that, a hyena, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Go on.
Verse 34. And Joseph rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his loins and mourned for his son many days.
So he wept for his son many days, man. Now, when you're going through someone that died, passed away, can't eat, can't really sleep, and mourn, man. Didn't do nothing, just sorrowful. So they put their father through heaviness, man, by lying and selling Joseph, man. Put their father through heaviness. Now that in itself could have killed their father, man. All that frustration every day, he's fretting and all that, man. So they didn't even think about their father, man, because of that hatred, Yeah, reader.
It's like you said, read on.
Okay. Yeah, read on.
Verse 35. And all his sons and all his daughters rose up to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. And he said, For I will go down into the grave unto my son, mourning. Thus his father wept for
him. Wept for him, right? So he didn't want to be comforted, man. So, that could have killed him off right there, man. He said he'll go down to the grave. It's like he'll go down to the grave mourning, man. He's gonna mourn from then on to the rest of his life. That's what he's saying, man. You didn't want them to comfort him. You understand? Yeah. Reader.
Another one. And the Midianites sold him into Egypt unto Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh's and captain of the guard.
Yeah, so they sold him to Potiphar, man. These Arabs sold him to Potiphar, right? All right. So,
That's it on that.
That's it on that. Get 39, Baba Kashar. Jump to 39 and 1.
Genesis 39 and 1. And Joseph was brought down into Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, brought him into the hand of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down thither. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man, and he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian.
Right, so now he's sold onto Potiphar, which is an Egyptian, a African, as we know it as today, right? African, right? A Hamite, right? Is sold to in Egypt, man. All right. All right, an Egyptian. All right, and the Egyptians obviously. He's serving the Egyptian. Reader.
Another one can. And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made.
His master saw what?
And his master saw that the Lord was with him.
The master saw, Potiphar saw, the Egyptian man saw that the Lord was with Joseph, man. These heathens know who we are, and they know if the Lord is with us, man. You understand? These heathens know that the Lord is with the men in the ICPK, man. And we go out to camp and so on and so forth, and what we're doing, man. You understand? The spirit that we're doing it in. These heathens know that we're the children of the Lord, man. But they want to keep us, you know, hidden. All right, like we teach what the Bible teach, but we don't get no airplay, man. You understand? We don't get no you know, they don't put us on TV, etc., etc., man. We got to find other means, YouTube and you know TikTok and so on and so forth. We got to find other platforms of getting this truth out there to our people. You understand? The was it? There's a saying that shall not be televised. The what? Sure. The revolution. Revolution shall not be is not going to be televised, man. Meaning, you know, we ain't gonna they ain't gonna give us a platform on their TV to speak this truth, man. We got to find other ways of getting this truth out there to our people. You understand? Because they don't want it out there, man. They want it shut down. They don't want people to know that we're the real Jews according to the Bible. That we're the Israelites, God's chosen people, man. They don't want that, man. You understand? They want to keep us hidden. But read on. So Salakia, so Joseph is prospering, and the Potiphar know that the Lord is with him. Now Potiphar worship other gods in Egypt, man. Potiphar worship all the gods of Egypt. They had a god for the Nile, a god for the this, a god for the crops. You name it, man. Right? But Potiphar knows that the living God, the one true God, is with Joseph, man. Understand that? So these heathens know about that one God, man. But why? Because they know the Bible, man. That's why the Bible is the #1 selling book in the world to this day, man. Because these heathens know that the prophecy in this Bible and the God of this Bible is the one true God, man. That's what they know. So what? They're going to see you and they want your talent. They take our talent, they take our skills, right? They take the best from our people, man. Let's say, for instance, you're in the Caribbean islands, etc. They don't want just any and anyone to come over here into Britain or America or, you know, where they're trying to, you know, get a better, you know, find a better way out and get a better life or make a better life for themselves. They don't want just any and anybody in these places, man. They take the best. They take the best out of the Caribbean, man. That's what they do. They take the best from our people, leave the rest to just, you know, fall to pieces. And they use the best, man, for their benefit. That's what they do, man. Why? Because they know that the Lord is with us. Even at our lowest state, the Lord is with us. The Lord ain't gone nowhere, man. And hence why we're still alive, black man, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We're still alive from all that colonialism. We're still here, man. Why? Because the Lord is with us, man. Believe it or not, man. That's why I read on.
Khan on the one Khan. And he was a. And the master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand.
Why? And check this out, man. Salakia. Joseph didn't bow to the gods of the Egyptians. Joseph served his God and his God only. And that's why everything that happened in Joseph's hand was made to prosper. Joseph ain't bowing down to no Egyptian God right here, man. But Joseph is serving the one true God, though. And Joseph is where? He's in captivity, man. Joseph is under someone right now, under another nation, another race, and Joseph is still serving his God, man. Guess what, black man, Hispanics, and Native Indians? You can come out of that philosophy, of that foolishness and that lies, those lies, man, and you can come and join your brothers in the ICPK, man, and sisters, man, and you can be prosperous, man. You understand? You can help to build your nation up. You understand? That's what you can do, man. Not and don't lean to your own understanding. You understand? But you come and join your brothers and build your people, build your nation, not be selfish, man. All right. Read on.
And Joseph found grace in his sight, and he served him, and he made him overseer over his house, and all that he had put into his hand.
And whatever he put in Joseph's hand, it prospered, man. And he made Joseph overseer over his house. You understand why? Because Joseph is blameless, man. Blameless. He ain't gonna touch his. We don't want. Listen, man. We go places. We do whatever we do. We don't want nothing from these heathens. We ain't gonna steal nothing from these heathens. That's our spirit in the ICPK. We got the spirit of the Lord, man, and we got the spirit like Abraham. Abraham went and he don't want nothing from these heathens, lest they should say we made Abraham rich, lest they should say we made the ISUPK rich, lest they should say that, man, lest they should say, oh, we stole something, money from them, etc. We don't do that, man. Understand that we traveling in the spirit of the Lord, man. Their money, we couldn't care less about their money, man. About anyone's money. We're not here for money. We're here to build a people that is broken down. We're here to build a nation. You understand? We're here to build back the children of God, the Israelites that's found in this Bible, man. That's the job that we're here for. You understand? Yes, money answereth all things, man. But we ain't selling out for it. We don't love money. The love of money is the root of all evil. And we ain't gonna bow down for your money, man. You're gonna put some money in the bucket, you put it in the bucket, man. If you're gonna donate some money to us or whatever to us, you donate it, man. You're gonna help us out by any means, you do that, man. But we ain't gonna bow to nobody for nothing, man. We're gonna build it ourselves, man. And why? With the spirit of the Lord. He's gonna make it prosper, man. Read on.
And it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer of his house and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. And the blessing
The
of
Lord
the
did
Lord
what?
that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake.
There you go. See what we just read before when the Lord told Abraham to left thy kindred, follow me, I'll give you a land. I'm going to raise up of you a nation, a great nation. That's the Israelites, that's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's Joseph's people. You understand? But guess what, man? I will curse them that curse thee. Those that curse us will be cursed, man. They will be punished, man. They will be brought to justice, man. But guess what? And I will bless them that bless thee. Read that one more time.
And he left all that he had in Joseph's hand. And it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer of his house and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake.
There you go. This is how the Lord's going to bless the other nations, man. All and in your seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. This is how. Through the Israelites, through blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. How they treat us, that's how they're going to be blessed, man. They don't treat us good, they ain't going to be blessed. They're going to be cursed. You understand? And these heathens today, they don't treat us good, man. They try and treat us like we're beneath them. Guess what? They're going to be cursed for that, man. They can only get a blessing when they bless us, man. They treat us good, that's when they get a blessing, man. And that's what the Lord is showing us throughout the scriptures, man. You understand? Bless them that bless thee. And the Lord blessed Potiphar for Joseph's sake. Understand that, man. Read on.
And the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in his house and in his field. And he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not aught he had, save the bread which he did eat.
All he knows is like, yo. All he knows is what is on his dinner table, yo. His life is getting blessed and he's prospering, and Joseph is tending to his flock and he's raising everything. He's doing everything for him, man. That's what Joseph's doing at this point, and he's getting richer and richer and richer, man. Joseph's living good too, right? He don't even know what he's got, man. And the Lord is blessing it because of Joseph, man. Understand that? That's why these heathen don't. There's a go home, you wogs, you coons, you Porsche monkeys, what do they call the native brothers? You know, wetbacks and all that shit, right? This is what they say to us: go home, go back on your jam jar, and God knows, man. They don't want us to go nowhere. They only say that. But okay, since you want us to go home, why don't you just open up those borders, man? Why don't you just give our nation back our homeland, Jerusalem? You understand? Get them Jewish people out of there. You understand? And get them Palestinians out of there too, and give us back our homeland, man. Give our the land back to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Why don't you do that? You understand? They don't want us to go nowhere, man. You understand? They use our people to clean their crap, and you know, they take the best of us and use us and abuse us, man. That's what they do. But the day when we go home, yo, it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be great. That's called redemption of the Most High's chosen people, man. You understand? That's called you know, the salvation, man. When the Lord comes to save us out of the hands of our oppressors, man. That day is gonna be great for us. They're gonna give us back the power, man. Power to rule this planet in righteousness, man. You understand? No more wars and rumors of wars and destruction and LGBT, and no more pollution in this earth, man. No more Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand? All this wickedness running rampant in the earth today, man. No more pedophilia, no more murderers, no more drug dealers, no more whores, no more whoremongers, man. And what's going to clean it? It's going to clean it up with fire, man. Thermonuclear destruction is what's going to clean up this place. It's called Judgment Day, man. All right. Read on anymore. Where we at? Where you up to?
In verse 6, at the end of verse 6.
Yeah, read on.
And Joseph was a goodly person and well favored. And it came to pass after these years that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, lie with me.
So this heathen woman
But
now,
he refused.
This African woman, right, Potiphar's wife, an Egyptian woman, is looking at Joseph, handsome, right, well set young man, and she's saying, lie with me, have sex with me. You understand? Obviously, and Joseph, no, we're not supposed to have sex with another man's wife. Joseph's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. You understand? Black man, you need to stop doing these things today in this day and time. And what we've learned from the oppressors, you understand, you can just have sex with anything and anyone. You understand? Even if they've got a man, etc., you're gonna lie with that woman. You ain't supposed to do that. That is against the Most High God, man. All right. So she said, lie with me. Read on.
But he refused and said unto his master's wife, behold, my master wotteth not what is with me in the house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand. There is none greater in this house than I, neither had he kept back anything from me but thee, because thou art his wife.
Right, yo, his wife. Why are you trying to get with me, man? You understand? Leave me alone, sir. Trying to get me in trouble. You understand? And furthermore, you're trying to get me to sin against the Most High. Right? My master put everything in my hands. He trusts me, including you. But then now you're trying to come on to me in this type of way, man. All right, read on.
How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?
And sin against who?
And sin against God.
So black, when you lie with another man's wife, is what?
And sin against God.
It's a sin against the Most High God, man. You understand? There's enough women in the world. You understand? There's women outnumber men. What was it? 10 to 1. What is it? What is it? Do you know what the ratio is?
It's like 4-1 or something. Or
4-1. Something. No, it's more than 2.
I think it was actually 7-1. Something.
Say again.
I think it might be 7-1, something like that.
Yeah, I know it's about 4 or so upwards. It's not less than that. Right? Women outnumber men, 7-1 there, right? So you can find your own wife, man. Find a woman that's not having sex with no one else. You can do that instead of being a whoremonger and wicked and stupid, man. Because why would you want to put your penis where next man's penis is going, man? That's halfway homosexual, man. Understand that, man. And that's hatred for your brother also, man. You hate your people. You hate your brother if you want to just lie with his woman, man. Right? That's what that is, man. All right. Read on.
Verse 9, it's like verse 10. And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her to lie with her. It's like to lie by her or to be with her. And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within. And she caught him by his garment, saying, Lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand and fled and got him out.
Right. So is a time when he was there by himself, and she gripped his garment, man. Caught him by his garment and saying, "Lie with me." And he took his reeled out of his garment, got off, man. Left his garment in her hand. Right. Because as there's no one around, right? Read on.
And it came to pass, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and was fled forth, that she called unto the men of her house, and spake unto them, saying, See, he hath brought in an Hebrew unto us to mock us. He came in unto me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice.
He's brought in a Hebrew. You understand? That's who Joseph is, man. Likewise, Abraham the Hebrew, right? What the scriptures say. Joseph is a what? Joseph is a Hebrew, man. Joseph's brothers are Hebrews, and they've just sold Joseph to Potiphar, man, to the Arabs going down into Egypt. And they've sold him to Potiphar, and Potiphar's wife is trying to lie with her, and she says he brought in a Hebrew to mock us, man. Now she knows about the Hebrews, man. She knows a Hebrew ain't supposed to have sex with a woman of another nation, man. To a heathen. So what's she trying to do? She's trying to lie with him. She knows a Hebrew ain't supposed to sin against the Most High God, man. She knows a Hebrew ain't supposed to have sex with another man's wife. Man. That's what she knows. So she's saying what? She is brought in a Hebrew among us to mock us, man. Why? Because she couldn't get what she wanted, man. You understand? All right, read on.
And it came to pass, when he heard, that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled and got him out.
And he got off when I shouted, man. When I was screaming. All right, but that we know that's not the case, man. All right, Joseph is keeping the commandments of the Most High, but she's been wicked, man. Read on.
And she laid up his garment by her until his Lord came home. And she spake unto him according to these words, saying, The Hebrew servant which thou hast brought unto us came in unto me to mock me. And it came to pass, as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled out. And it came to pass when his
yeah, so all these time Joseph ain't done nothing with her, but all of a sudden now, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna be doing that now. Right? But anyway, so she's telling her husband all these things now. All right, go on, read on.
And it came to pass when his master heard the words of his wife, which he spake unto him, saying, after this garment did thy servant to me, that his wrath was kindled. It's like after this manner that the servant Salakia. She spake unto him, saying, after this manner did thy servant to me, that his wrath was kindled. And Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound, and he was there in the prison.
Right.
But the, it's like,
Go on, read on.
but the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison.
So now the Lord's with Joseph in prison now, man. With the keeper of the prison also. So everywhere Joseph goes, the Lord is with Joseph, man. All right. The Lord was with Joseph before when he was with Potiphar. Now he's in trouble. He's thrown in jail. Now the Lord with Joseph in jail, man. And he's giving him favor for the officer of the prison. Read on.
Another one, Khan. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in the prison, and whatsoever they did there, he was the doer of it.
So Joseph's now ruling over the prisoners in the jail, man. You understand? So, yeah. All right, I'll jump from there. Let's see. Where you up to? Might as well finish it. Finish that off.
That's the last verse. The keeper of the prison looked not to anything that was under his hand, because the Lord was with him, and that which he did, and the Lord made it to prosper.
Read on.
That's the end of the chapter.
Yeah, the next, jump to the next.
Okay, verse 40. And it came to pass after these things that the butler of the king of Egypt and his baker had offended the Lord, the king of Egypt, their Lord, the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh was wroth against two of his officers, against the chief of the butler, against chief of the butlers, and against the chief of the bakers. And he put them in the ward in the house of the captain of the guard, into the prison, the place where Joseph was bound. And the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them, and he served them, and they continued a season in his ward. And they dreamed a dream, both of them, which each man his dream in one night, each man according to the interpretation of his dream, the butler and the baker of the king of Egypt, which were bound in the prison.
Right, so they both had a dream, and one each night. And Joseph interpreted the dreams. Read on.
And Joseph came in unto them in the morning, and looked upon them, and behold, they were sad. And he asked Pharaoh's officers that were with him in the ward of the Lord's house, saying, wherefore look ye so sadly today? And they said unto him, we have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph said unto them, do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me them, I pray you.
Right, so it belonged to the Lord, man. And Joseph is the man of the Most High. So tell me them, I pray thee. Read on. What time is it now, brother Christian?
It's 9:15.
Okay. Right, we'll jump from there then. So jump to 41.
Chapter 41. And it came to pass in the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine, and fat-fleshed. And they fled in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up, and after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean-fleshed, and stood by the other kine upon the brink of the river. And the ill-favored and lean-fleshed kine did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kine. So Pharaoh awoke.
Right. Okay, I'll just explain this bit. So Pharaoh had a dream now. So the chief baker got his post back. Is it the baker? No, the wine bottler got his post back. The chief baker got his head chopped off. That was his interpretation. That was both of their interpretation. And then so Pharaoh now, he got out the baker, the chief butler got out, and he got replaced back to his post, right? So he's serving Pharaoh again. So Joseph said, when you leave Egypt, when you leave the prison, you get me, and you get your post back, remember me. So the Pharaoh's having a dream now, and there's no interpreters thereof. His magicians couldn't do it. So this is where the chief butler remembered Joseph, and then from there Joseph was taken out of jail as well, and he was second in command over Egypt. But we're gonna, for time's sake, we're just gonna jump to let me see. Well, yeah, let's go to 42. 42 and 1.
Verse 42. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, Why do ye look upon one another? And he said, Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you down thither, and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt, but Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob sent not with his brethren, for he said, Lest peradventure mischief befall him. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. And Joseph was the
read on.
And Joseph was the governor of the land, over the land, and he it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed down themselves before him with their faces to the earth.
So this is the vision that Joseph had when he was younger, man, amongst his brothers before they sold him. This was it, and they came bowing to Joseph now. You understand? This is the vision that Joseph had, man. Read on.
And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but he made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them. And he said unto them, Whence come ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan to buy food.
So Joseph knew who they were, but Joseph made himself strange. Why? Because Joseph was dressed in an Egyptian apparel, man. Joseph was dressed like the Egyptians. That's how Joseph made himself strange, right? And he's speaking the language of the Egyptians too, man. Right? And so he knew who they were, but they don't know who he is. And Joseph also got a beard now, man. Joseph's grown now. He's not that young lad, that young boy no more. He's not that child as Reuben said, man. The child is gone when he was in the pit, right? Read on.
And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew not him. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and said unto them, Ye are spies to see the nakedness of the land ye are come.
So now Joseph remembered them, but they don't know him, man. Jump down to 21.
Verse 21. And they said one to another, We are verily guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul which he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us.
Right. Let me read this one. Should have read this. And they, verse 13. And they said, this is I'm just at 13 where you are, right? Cool. It says and they said, servants are 12 brethren, and the son of one, 12 brethren, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is not, meaning Joseph himself. They saying he's dead, but obviously he's the one talking to them right there. And verse 14, and Joseph said unto them that it is that I spake unto you, ye spies. Right, now read 21 again.
Verse 21. And they said one to another, We are verily guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul, which he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us.
So now they're seeing, they're starting to think, why are they going through this now? It's because we've sold our brother, man. He was crying out to us, begging us not to sell him, and we sold him anyway. This is why this has come upon us now. That's what they started to understand, man. All right. Get me 2 Samuel 19, verse 8 to 14, Baba Kasha. You understand? They said, look, man, because we've sold him, this is why we're going through this, man. And some of our people in the world today, guess what, man? Because of our sin, because of us not obeying the Most High, that's why we're going through what we're going through, man. That's why we're the last hired and first fired. Why? Because we're not obeying the voice of the Lord, our God, man, which is found in this Bible, man. We're not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. We're not doing what our Heavenly Father says, man. That's why we're serving under these oppressors now, man. And if we continue to disobey the word of the Lord, guess what, man? We will continue to get further pushed down, man, further at the bottom. You understand? That's what will happen, man. So it's time for us to realize this, man, and it's time for us to wake up, man. 2 Samuel 19, verse 8 to 14, Baba Kasha.
2 Samuel chapter 19 and verse 8. Then the king arose and sat in the gate, and they told all the people, saying, Behold, the king does sit in the gate, and all the people came before the king, for Israel had fled every man to his tent.
So all the Israelites have gone back to their own houses, right? Instead of, there's no king at this point, there's no leader at this point here. So all the Israelites have, gone back to their own quarters, right? Read on.
Another one, Khan. And all the people were at strife throughout all the tribes of Israel, saying, The king saved us out of the hand of our enemies, and he delivered us out of the hand of the Philistines. And now he has fled out of the land for Absalom.
So he's saying, look, man, the king delivered us out of the hand of the Philistines and out of the hand of our enemies, right? These are the Philistines are Africans, by the way. This is King David, man. And King David is always warring with the Philistines. The first Philistine King David slewed, you understand, or put to death was Goliath, man. That's the first Philistine King David put to death, man. Right? Which are Africans, what you call Africans today. So we're not the same people, man. Understand that, man. All right. So now, and forever warring with them Hamites, man, in the scriptures. All right. So now, from there, from that time, at this point, Salakia, King David had to run from Absalom, his own son, warring with his own son at this point, man. All right. But read on.
Another one, Khan. And Absalom, whom we anointed over us, is dead in battle. Now therefore, why speak ye not a word of bringing the king back?
Right. Now the Lord wasn't with Absalom, man. Absalom was a wicked son, man. All right. But King David didn't want him to die regardless, right? Just like Ishmael and Abraham. Abraham didn't want to kick out Ishmael, the Arabs. Ishmael, which is where the Arabs come from today, right? But the Lord said, the angel of the Lord appeared unto Abraham and says, do as Sarah thy wife has said and kick out Ishmael. So Ishmael is no longer no longer Abraham's son like that. It's kicked out. All right. So we're just paraphrasing it with this as well. So read on.
And King David sent to Zadok and to Abiathar the priests, saying, Speak unto the elders of Judah, saying, Why are ye the last to bring the king back to his house, seeing the speech of all Israel is come to the king, even to his house?
So they're sending messengers to King David now, man. Because King David is mourning Absalom, right? Absalom's dead. King David is mourning Absalom. They say, listen, man, forget Absalom, and let's get on with ruling the kingdom. You understand? Let's get on with ruling over the nation, ruling and leading the Israelites, leading the nation, man. Read on.
Ye are my brethren, ye are my bones and my flesh.
This is brotherhood, man. You are my brethren. You're my brothers. Just like Laban, just like Adam and Eve. You are my bone and my flesh, man. All right. So on and so on. Read on. To 14, yeah? Is that 14?
Wherefore then are ye the last to bring back the king? And ye say to and say ye to Amasa, Art thou not of my bone and of my flesh?
Right. You're my bone and my flesh, man. That's what you know what I mean? This is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We're the same. We're one bone and one flesh, man. Read on.
And God do so to me. God do so to me, and more also, if thou be not captain of the host before me continually in the room of Joab. And he
Right.
bowed. It's like, yeah.
So okay, read on, read on. That's the
And he
14.
bowed the heart of all the men of Judah, even as the heart of one man, so that they
Right,
sent.
right. And he bowed all the men, all the men of the hearts of Judah as one man. So all these Judahites bow down as if it was with one mindset, basically. They all had one mind. That's the point. All right. Read on.
So that they sent this word unto the king, return thou and all thy servants. That's
Right,
14.
that's it. That's it on that. Jump to, so we want the same one, but 5 and 1, Baba Kasha. All right.
2 Samuel 5 and 1.
Go on, yeah. What's the
What's it?
time now?
It is 3 minutes to 9 o'clock. So 8:57.
All right, read on. Yeah.
Was that 5 and verse 7?
5 and 1, Baba Kasha.
2 Samuel 5 verse 1. Then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh.
There came what?
There came all the tribes of Israel to David.
All the tribes of Israel, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. 12 tribes, you understand? We came to David at this time in history. And we said what?
Unto Hebron and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh.
Right, that's who we are. We're one bone and one flesh. We're one nation of people. That's what it's talking about. All right, read on.
Verse 2. Also in time past, when Saul was king over us, thou was he that leddest out and broughtest in Israel. And the Lord said to thee, Thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be a captain over Israel.
Thou shalt feed my people Israel, man. Feed thy bone. Feed thy flesh, man. Feed thy bone and thy flesh. Feed your brothers, man. You understand? Read on.
So all the elders of Israel came to the king to Hebron, and King David made a league with them in Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David king over Israel.
Right. Made a league with David, man. And they anointed David king over Israel at that time, right? All right. Get First Corinthians 1 and 12.
1 Corinthians chapter
Salakia, verse 12, verse 1. 12 verse 1, Baba Kishar.
Okay, 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
Right, so we this is us coming back to the Most High, man. This is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? We've been teaching this truth since 1969, man. We've been in captivity. Joseph's been in captivity under Potiphar. We've been in captivity under Esau here, and various times we've been in captivity. It's time for us to return to the Lord. We've been, astray from the Most High, serving idols. We got led astray into captivity to serve these dumb idols. Man. You understand Christianity, Islam, right? Rastafarianism, which is an East Indian culture, all right? Pan-Africanism, which is Hamite culture. You understand? Worshipping your dead ancestors and all that. All right, Egyptologists, another Hamite culture. These are not what we're supposed to follow, man. We've been led astray to these, man. Some of our own people have broken away and tried to lead us astray with these kind of doctrines, man. We need to return to the Lord. Read on.
Another one, Khan. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. Wherefore I give you to understand that no man speaking by the Spirit of God calleth Jesus accursed.
There was just two on that. Like, there was just two on that. Matthew 25, 31 to 46, brother. Sure.
Matthew 25 and verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats.
And he's gonna choose those of his flesh and those of his bone, man. You understand? Christ is coming back for his brothers, man. Those of his flesh and those of his bone. Read on.
And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left.
And he's going to set the righteous brothers on the right hand, and the goats, those sellout brothers, on the left, man. Because those sellout brothers are not brotherly, man. They're not brotherly, man. You understand? Those sellout brothers are not brotherly. They like to follow the ways of the heathens, the ways of the oppressors. All right. And he's going to set them on his left hand, man. Read.
Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world.
That's who's going to get the kingdom of the Most High. Those on the right hand, man. Those in the ICPK today teaching this truth, man. You understand? That's who's going to get the kingdom of the Most High, man. Not your Christian pastors, man. Not your lying Christian pork chop eating pastors, man. All right? Because that's against the law to eat pork, man. It's against the law of the Most High to eat pork, man. All right? Shrimp, crabs, and lobsters, man. Against the law to divorce your wives and so on and so forth, man. Read on.
For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in.
Right. These prophets in the ISUPK, man. You understand? This is what we understand in here. Thus says the Lord. You understand? Those that feed us, man, and those that feed the people, the righteous people in here, man. And we also feed. We got food drives as well in the ICPK, man. We feed our people. You understand? We feed blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. All right? Why? Because they're the Lord's chosen people. And when we feed them, we're doing it to the Lord, man. All right, read on.
Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger and took ye in?
This is what the righteous are going to say. This is what the sheep on the right hand is going to say, man. When did we see you and take you in? When did we see you in thirsty and give you drink? When did we see you in prison and visit you, man? You understand? When did we see you in clothes? You read on.
Naked and clothed thee, or when saw we thee sick or in prison and camest unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it.
This is how, man. This is how you did it to me. Now, you didn't do it directly to me, physically, but this is how you did it to me. Read on.
Inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Inasmuch as you've done it to one of the least of these people of these brothers and sisters in the ISUPK, you understand? You have done it unto me, man. Whoever do good to us has done it unto Christ also, and the Most High also, man. You understand? Read on.
Verse 41. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels.
Right, that everlasting fire, that's the thermal and nuclear destruction that is coming to this earth, man. That is coming for the oppressors, man. You understand? Those atomic bombs, you understand, they're gonna detonate one day, man. That's what's coming to them. That's what they created, and it's gonna take them out too, man. And that's that fire, man. You understand? That's hell. That's gonna be hell. That's judgment day, man. And for the brothers and sisters that don't want to repent, don't want to change, you understand? The Christ is gonna say, "Depart from me, man." You go and join your oppressors, then, man. Go and die with them also, man. That's what Christ is gonna say if they don't want to repent, man. They've got a chance to repent, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, every single last one of our people, you understand? Every single last soul of our people has a chance to change, man. Has a chance to repent, man. But if Christ comes back and we ain't changed, he's going to separate the sheep from the goats, the righteous from the wicked. And he's going to say to the wicked, "Depart from me, man, you workers of iniquity." The Christian church teaching our people to sin and fall in iniquity, the blind leading the blind, they're going to fall into that pit, man, that burneth with fire, that thermonuclear destruction, man. You understand? Any more?
Nah, that was verse 41.
46 you went up to. 46.
Okay. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick and in prison, and ye visited me not.
Right. We're teaching the word of the Lord, and they don't feed us, man. They don't cater for us. You understand? You know, if you go to the church and start asking them any questions, what they do, man? They kick you out, man. Because they can't answer your questions, man. Why? Because they're wicked. They don't feed the flock of the Lord. Flock of the Lord is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right. They're supposed to feed us with the word of righteousness. They're supposed to feed us in keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, not the opposite, man. And they teach the opposite according to these laws, man. According to the Bible, they teach the total opposite, man. You understand? But the Lord's going to judge them for that. Read on.
Another one, Khan.
Then Salaki, what's the time?
Also answer him, saying, "Lord." It is 8:09.
Yeah, all right. Finish up on that and we'll call it. Khan. All right.
Khan. Then shall they also answer him, saying, "Lord, when saw we thee and hungered?" It's like answered. And hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee. Then shall he answer them, saying, "Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal."
But the righteous are going to get an everlasting life, man. We're going to rule in righteousness on this planet forever, man. One generation comes and pass and come back again, man. And we're going to rule this planet, man. You understand? Thou art my bone and my flesh, you understand? If you do the will of the Lord, man, you can have everlasting life, man. All right? So with that, we're going to close with a salute, all right?
All right.
Ready?
Even if Israel, I'm Madiam, which means to stand. I'm Madiam Shabbat. I'm Madiam. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatha.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatha.
Yad Yamata. Class dismissed.
God, Musa in Christ, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatham, Yahweh Shema Allah Than Hashem Yahushua to the brothers, Shalom Israel. God, and Shalom for the reading, Musa in Christ.
Shalom, no sweat.
God.